Hi everyone, it's Kelly at Unisys, and today I want to talk about being a single parent again because it's something that's quite personal to me because I was a single parent twice actually, and it came with a lot of challenges. And yeah, so in my last video I talked about the emotional impact of being a single parent, but today I want to talk a little bit more about the practical aspects of it because there's so many ways that it impacts your life. So one of the biggest concerns that I had when I became a single parent was finances, because when you're going through divorce you have to carve up your assets, but actually my situation was that we're in a lot of debt and most of it was in my name, so I had to take it on and I had to deal with it. But also we had a house together and I was concerned about where we were going to live, and I knew that it wasn't the best thing for us to move out of that home, even though it wasn't me, like I didn't love it living there, but there was very few options open to me. But my ex wanted me to move out so that he could get the finances out of it, so he made things very difficult. So yeah, so finances were a big concern for me, particularly about where I was living, childcare costs, and making sure I had enough to live on for the four of us. I was concerned about my children and the impact of splitting up with my ex on them. I was trying to keep things on an even keel because it's not good seeing your parents fighting, because I witnessed that myself and it wasn't very nice. Work-life balance, that's another thing that was really concerning. So at first I only worked part-time, but as the children got older and I was starting to manage a bit better, I managed to get a full-time job, but that put more pressure on childcare, and also if the children were ill, that was a problem because you can't just keep taking time off work at short notice, things like that. And the social stigma, yeah, people still judge mothers for being single parents. They don't really think about, they don't ever judge dads usually for not supporting their family anymore, but they do judge women, even though and it is usually women, the woman's usually just trying to do everything. And I'm sure it's difficult for men as well who are no longer in that relationship, but I think it's harder for women who are balancing working and bringing up the children, especially if there's a lack of support, which is definitely an issue. So because you haven't got a partner anymore, then there's like a lack of emotional, physical and logistical support. So it's really difficult when there's an emergency or if the children are ill, and you can't rely on anybody else, it's just you. Health and self-care, so you certainly can't put yourself first because you don't have enough time or money, so you spend all your money on your kids and your house, and you end up not supporting yourself, which is the worst thing you can do because you end up burning out and not being the best person you can be for your children, which is what it's all about really. And then of course you've got the challenges of future dating, so introducing or not introducing a new person and how that dynamic can change, especially when you move in together. That can change things quite a lot, and it can throw up new challenges which don't always go down well with your ex-partner, who may cause even more trouble. So yeah, there is a lot of things to navigate. So when I was going through all of that, obviously I found it a challenge, and looking back in hindsight, I think there are certain things that I could have done better or differently, but when you're in the middle of it, it's so difficult to deal with. Counselling can really help because you can get the space that you need, step back and see the situation, put some strategies in place. And so with that hindsight, I am able to support other women because I've been there myself. So I know what it's like, and also I can see how, like, in hindsight, what I could have done differently. So those are the things that we could suggest and set goals around. But obviously each person's situation is different, so it has to work for that individual circumstances. If you were to come for counselling with me, I wouldn't be talking about me. I'd be focusing on you. And although I've been through it, your situation is completely different to mine, and you might feel differently about certain things. You might do things differently, but you will, and you'll have different experiences. So it's about you, not about me, but I can understand what it feels like having been there. So my situation is left at the door of the counselling room. It doesn't really come in with me, other than knowing and connect that we have that connection with the person who is in front of you, because you empathize with that situation and you understand how challenging it is. If you would like to explore some support with me, you can book a free consultation. Can't think of the word there. You can book a free consultation, and we can start planning